G'day, this is Captain Noob, but this is a two-shot explosive Gatling gun with a little bit faster reload. So when I first looked at this, I had a very unoptimized build, and I wasn't really satisfied with the performance of this weapon, knowing that we could do so much better. With the two-shot explosive nerf coming around the corner, I really worked hard on making a new character, and a new build that will actually allow me to use heavy guns, shotguns, melee weapons, the works. So yeah, here we go. We've got our two-shot Gatling gun doing 289 damage, which is similar to what we had with Winter first off. We'll get into the attachments a little bit later, but first we'll get into our perks. So we've got Lock and Load just to give us a little bit faster reload. We'll go for Expert Heavy Gunner, Regular Heavy Gunner, Master Heavy Gunner, and we'll also go for Martial Artist, and that's important later. We'll get to that in a second, but for those who already know, you already know what I'm talking about. We'll go Grenadier for more explosive splash damage, and to increase our explosive damage, Demolitions Expert times 10, and to increase it a little bit further, we won't be using this in bats at all, so we'll go for a little bit of Bloody Mess, and that gives us 800 on the dot. Hell yeah. So I haven't actually unlocked too much of the attachments on this character for the Gatling gun, but going over what we do have, a speedy receiver will get us the fastest fire rate out of any receiver. There's a prime receiver here which will allow us to do more damage, but we will lose fire rate, and we'll have to use the Ultra Sight 5mm, which are a little bit hard to come by. You have to craft all of those yourself, so speedy receiver is just fine. Long barrel will give us more range, so more damage at range. Standard grip, I don't think there's any more you can do with grips. And you can have an extra large magazine, that's a little bit of a drum on the top. Gives you 500 bullets, which is pretty crazy. There are sights for this, but honestly, you don't need them. They're not really worth it on a thing. You've got a large bayonet on the muzzle, but you do lose range, and it also makes it a little bit heavier, so I'd rather not have that on. Okay, so more on this Martial Artist perk thing. So there's the reload speed. We've also got Speed Demon. This is what the gun shoots like normally. It's pretty slow. You still do a ton of damage, but you can speed that up a little bit if we chuck on Martial Artist once again. I have no idea why that would make you attack faster with this. Perhaps it's a bug, but I'll take that extra rate of fire. Let's just get started on these muties. Oh, yep, it's a Warlord, and to give ourselves the best chance of surviving, we'll just clear out all of these cars, and we'll try to snipe at this guy. See, it's not really, there's no point of having sights because this thing is rarely going to go to the middle of your crosshair anyway, so it's much easier just to use this thing as is kind of thing, you know? And I'm not even using Adrenaline right now. I'll get to Adrenaline a little bit later. I forgot to actually pop out the perks. But as you can tell, even without that extra Adrenaline damage and a little bit of the damage boost from Bloody Mess, we can do quite fine against Super Mutants. Can't exactly one-shot him in the legs though, which is, I guess, crazy how these guys can actually survive that. Also, here are my mutations. Bird Bones, Marsupial, and Speed Demon. And my apparel is all unyielding stuff. Okay, now everything's in the right place. Let's do a little bit of crowd control with this. Now, to draw the ghouls out, there's a little trick I like to do here, and it involves blowing up every single one of these cars, including the bus, and that usually aggroes whatever ghouls we can find in here. It gets them out and about. Yep, and now they've detected me, so we can get to killing these guys. And since we've got a mag capacity of 500, we can just sit here. Probably just keep shooting if we wanted to, but still. There's literally no effort in using this weapon. It's so dirty. It's so good for XP though. I've been using this thing just to turbo build myself. I was like level, I don't know, when I started this character, I was not getting XP nearly as fast. I was grinding for XP. I was like level 70 something today, and now I'm almost level 90. Alright, so a pile of dead ghouls over there. We'll go ahead and lure out whatever's left. And yeah, that ghoul amazingly survived, but doesn't really matter. We can keep on luring him out. He might have had that explosive glitch, which still happens, but we do enough damage most of the time that I don't really give a shit about it anyway. We'll kill that one. That one usually doesn't come out. And one more here. Make sure we keep our distance on these ghouls, even more so than usual because we've got Grenadier at rank 2, which I believe increases your splash damage on everything, kind of like how it did with Demolitions Expert back in in what's it called? Fallout 4. Are we at Adrenaline rank 6? Yeah, let's have a look at our damage with that. Yep, 1200, 1280, and you're firing this thing extremely fast. Let's not... You know what? I'm not going to kill those Radzag because I'll get myself a wanted level. But yeah, in crowd control situations, this thing definitely excels. Did you really expect it not to? We can do even better if we sit here and irradiate ourselves quite a little bit. We'll get ourselves into Nerd Rage, which will allow us to do another 20% damage. It'll be risky though, but it'll be worth it to see those glorious damage numbers, right? Pull away just a little bit. And as soon as we see Nerd Rage proc, alright, we're into Nerd Rage now. Let's get ourselves heaps of kills. 1, 2, that's 2 out of 6. Come on, there's usually heaps of blokes around here. 3, 4, 5. There's the mole ratties. Come on. Show yourselves. I see you. Come here, you little bastard. And kill you just for good measure. Oh, there's another one there. If we weren't at Adrenaline 60% then, we are now. So we get a little bit of Nerd Rage damage resist from that too. So that adds a little bit of survivability. And there you are. 1536 damage. I don't know who Evan11 is, but he really wants me to join his team. Alrighty, still irradiated as hell. We've lost that adrenaline, so we're sitting at 1100 damage, which is pretty good. And having a look at our special stats, yeah, that's the beauty of... Hang on, there's a mole rat here. I'll just kill him quickly. Yeah, that's the beauty of unyielding armor. If I can get that working with a melee build, I'll be very, very powerful there as well. Not as powerful as this. Let's just kill Swan. We've already been around here for long enough. Yeah, we killed him very quickly. Big surprise, right? We killed him before he could even finish screaming as usual. Like he didn't even get through his animation before he was dead, the poor bastard. Okay, this time we'll get some of that extra adrenaline damage as well as Nerd Rage in practice. So we've got a bunch of Mirelurks around here. Hopefully with a very, very loud weapon we can lure them kind of easily. And with the Marsupial perk and Bird Bones, it's basically like playing Borderlands 2 the pre-sequel, except you can't really butt bounce on people to do a lot of damage. You just jump up and cheese stuff with highly explosive ammunition. Is that giving me what I want? It is about 50. There's usually one more down there. Since our weapon is loud and proud, old mummy comes out, and with sneak attack criticals, we get her at like 2 shots. And again, that damage is 1536. That's dirty, but will I survive against a Scorch Beast? Let's find out. Now the trick to killing these guys is get them while they're sitting still, because I've found out that heavy weapons, they kind of suck against Scorch Beasts, because for whatever reason they just avoid the explosive damage that you get. So I'm going to pick off some of the scorched gun zombie dudes, and then we'll get started on the bat. I'm going to jump out of the way of these explosive projectiles, hopefully. Yeah, okay, we are struggling a little bit in damage. He's going for the crop duster attack, which is actually kind of good behavior. That means he's not screaming at me. Try to find out where that bloke is. There we go. And now we're being screamed at yet again. That's okay, we should have adrenaline at what it is right now. Probably 60. Yep. And that extra bit of damage resistance that you get out of Nerd Rage does help you survive a little bit, so perhaps it is not as risky as I thought. Obviously that syncs up well with Lone Wanderer 2. Excuse me, go away please. Fuck off. Thank you. And we're clear. Unlike Winter, I can't just crouch and get away from these guys. I've got to sort of stand and fight. But yeah, that's what the sneak options were for. So if I wanted to make the Scorch Beast sit still, I've got Sneak 2 and Escape Artist, just so I can escape their detection for a second. And sometimes the Scorch Beast will land when it can't find you. Sometimes it'll sit there still. And that way you can easily get more damage on it. Obviously, a non-moving target is easy to hit. But the explosive damage doesn't sort of glitch out and it won't resist it, which is pretty good. Alrighty, what else can I show about this weapon? I think you've seen it all already. I mean everything except for a Scorch Beast Queen fight. Hey, that's one for the record books. Let's open up that motherfucking photo mode. There we go. There's a Scorched Beast Queen. Now I've switched out Nerd Rage for Stabilized. It'll give us a little bit better accuracy. Hang on, let's just see that. Excellent accuracy, ignore 45% armor. So yeah, not a bad deal against the Scorched Beast Queen, that's for sure. So that Queen's over attacking something else down there. Wasting our time basically. Hold on lads, she'll be here soon. Unfortunately it's foggy so I can't see shit. There's plenty of dudes around here to actually get some adrenaline stacked on. And by plenty I mean there's none. Pretty barren right now. And oh, look at all that damage we're doing on her. That's kind of like what I was getting out of the hunting rifle, except I'm firing this a lot faster. Now that she's on the ground, we'll get the splash damage off the ground. And yeah, that's pretty good. Let's boost our damage a little bit. We've got Explosive Bobblehead, that'll last for the next hour. And let's go with Psycho Buff too. As you can tell there, we're doing a little less good damage on her now that she's not on the ground. But we are getting a little bit better accuracy, I suppose, as she does the Crop Duster attack right into the ground. One of these blokes is level 400. Bloody hell. Man, that's like, how many hours do you have to spend in this game to have that much? I'm not even mad, that's impressive. So the best way to retain accuracy whilst in this, obviously, is to get stabilized, but also stand still and shooting it. When you do move, the accuracy blooms so much, so it's just best to just shoot it while standing still. There we go, there's the regen. We're not even 2 minutes into this fight, so this is going very bad for the Queen. I guess what I could do here is stop being lazy and go for those headshots to increase our damage even more. And I leveled up before this, so I got Weapon Artisan 2 instead of 1 now, so we got a little bit extra condition on the gun, which is pretty good. There we go. In she comes. That was really risky to fire at her when she was that close. That could have backfired quite easily. Hopefully if I would have died there, the random dudes would have had my back. Might as well get us some adrenaline damage. There she goes through the ground once again. I thought they ironed that one out. Apparently they didn't. Also, that guy doesn't have a name above him. This is terrible visibility. I'll just use that to sort of spot things before I fire at them. Did you see all those things behind the Scorched Beast Queen for that second there? Just kill ya. There we go. Can we get you to land again, Miss Queen? That'd actually be good. Oh, look at all that damage. That's some filthy damage there. That's doing so well. I'm actually contributing to this fight, unlike what I did with that explosive hunting rifle yesterday. Alright. Up we jump. It's nice how her silhouette sort of looks in the distance. I kind of like the way that it looks. Now I've got this in VATS, and since she's such a large target, we can actually probably get away with using this in VATS. Any other thing, then I wouldn't even bother. But now everyone's laying into her. We're almost done here. I'm being attacked by a bug. Ooh, she's actually going for me. And there we go. We actually killed the Scorched Beast Queen whilst airborne, so yeah. I'm next in Top Gun's line. And we get a whole bunch of shit from that, which is good. That's not so good. And from the Queen herself, if the thing loads, just kill all those things around us. Man, it'd be funny if one of these guys attacked me right now. Ooh, Prime Submachine Gun Receiver. I think I got that for winter. But yeah, shitty legendary drops, not terrible drops otherwise. So, yep, I think I'm gonna leave things off there. And of course, it just one-shot everything when it's PvP, so I'm not even gonna bother with that. So I think you get the point of this weapon. At this point, it is very, very overpowered. But if you're watching this post the TSC nerf patch, then yeah, a nice look back to what it was to whatever it is now. So future people, tell me how much this has been nerfed. Thank you for watching, guys. Also, if you'd like me to go more in-depth with my build, I could probably create another video around it. That and my refined stealth commando build too.